Hi students, in this video module we are going to discuss about the methods to differentiate primary, secondary and tertiary alcohols. Various methods which are available for to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. But the most common methods are Lucas test and Victor Meyer's test. So Lucas test make use of the reagent anhydrous zinc chloride in the presence of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Victor Meyer's test is a list of reagents, series of reagents which are used to distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. The other methods to distinguish are oxidation and catalytic dehydrogenation. Let us see these methods one after the other. So the first one is Lucas test. The Lucas reagent, as I already told you, it is concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. Alcohols generally react with Lucas reagent to form alkyl chloride. HCl will react with alcohol, H and OH will form water. The OH is substituted by Cl minus. OH minus is substituted by Cl minus. This is how the reaction takes place. The water is absorbed by anhydrous zinc chloride, so anhydrous zinc chloride is also used in this reaction. So the actual halogenating agent is concentrated hydrochloric acid. See, tertiary alcohols with Lucas reagent forms Rx, the turbidity appears immediately. That means once the tertiary alcohol is taken in a test tube and Lucas reagent, that is concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride, is added to it, the solution will turn turbid. So it appears quickly, immediately. Okay, that is in the case of tertiary alcohol. Where, for example, 2-methyl 2-propanol. Okay, HCl, anhydrous zinc chloride, it forms 2-chloro-2-methyl profane. 1, 2, 3 profane to the second carbon chlorine atom to the second carbon methyl group. So it is 2-chloro-2-methyl profane is formed. Okay. In the case of secondary alcohol with Lucas reagent, the turbidity appears only slowly. After 5 to 10 minutes only the turbidity will appear. Not like tertiary alcohol, the turbidity will not appear immediately. For example, 2-propanol. So propan 2-ol when treated with concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride, that is Lucas reagent, forms 2-chloropropane and water. Primary alcohol, no reaction at room temperature, that is the turbidity will not appear at room temperature. When you just add concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride at room temperature, there will not be any reaction. But when you heat it, the turbidity will appear. So this is the method of distinction between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol, that is Lucas method. And the next method is Victor Meyer's method. In this method, I already told you a series of reagents are used. The actual skeleton of the actual intermediates and products formed during this reaction is the alcohol is converted to nitroalkanes with suitable reagent, and the nitroalkane, the behavior with nitrous acid followed by KOH is observed. The behavior of nitroalkane with the nitrous acid followed by potassium hydroxide is observed. See, for example, ROH is converted to RI first. So initially alcohol is converted to alkyl iodide in the presence of iodine and phosphorus, okay, as reagent. That is the first reagent. Then alkyl iodide is converted to nitroalkane in the presence of silver nitrite. That is the second reagent. This nitroalkane is treated with nitrous acid. Okay, so nitrous acid should be prepared instantaneously, cannot be stored. So it is prepared by treating sodium nitrite with a dilute hydrochloric acid instantaneously and is treated with nitroalkane to form and the solution is made alkaline with the potassium hydroxide. So there are a series of 4 reagents: iodine, phosphorus, silver nitrite and nitrous acid and potassium hydroxide. These series of reagents are added to test tubes containing primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Okay, so with the primary alcohol, what is the color change? So these are all Victor Meyer's as well as Lucas test. There is a physical change. Okay, yeah, the appearance will change instantaneously. So it is a very easy method of distinction between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. So the four reagents which are used are listed here. The primary alcohol gives red color and secondary alcohol gives blue color with Victor Meyer's reagents, and tertiary alcohol there will not be any particular coloration. Okay, so let us see the example. See here I have given all the three alcohols together. Let us see one by one. So primary alcohol, for example ethanol, is converted to iodoethane with iodine phosphorus, and with silver nitrate it is converted to nitroethane. With the nitrous acid, here you have to carefully observe. Nitrous acid I am writing it as HON double bond O, and this alpha hydrogen atoms combine with oxygen to form water. This double bond is directed towards carbon, so you get C double bond NOH. Since it is able to release a hydrogen ion, it is called as nitrolic acid. Okay, and this nitrolic acid, so CH3C, this H2 is released as water, so C double bond NOH, here NO2 is still there. So this is nitrolic acid, as it is able to release this H plus, okay, ion. And this nitrolic acid, when treated with potassium hydroxide, forms potassium salt of nitrolic acid. This H is displaced by K, and this H and OH forms water. Okay, so potassium salt of nitrolic acid, which is red in color. This is how a primary alcohol will react. Let us assume for secondary alcohol, 2-iodoprophane, as 2-propanol is taken, 2-iodoprophane is formed with iodine and phosphorus. This 2-iodoprophane treated with silver nitrite to form 2-nitroprophane. This 2-nitroprophane, because iodine is displaced by NO2. This 2-nitroprophane treated with nitrous acid HONO. Here, when you should be able to appreciate the difference between primary and secondary alcohol, the same reaction. Here, this N double bond O is going to react, involve itself in the formation of water. Okay. Here, in this case, in the secondary alcohol, this OH is going to involve itself in the formation of water, because the alpha hydrogen is only one. Here the alpha hydrogen atoms are two hydrogen atoms. Here only one hydrogen atom. So this OH is going to involve in the release of water. So HOH. So N double bond O is formed. N double bond O is formed. The other things will not change. So this is how it reacts when treated with nitrous acid. And after that, this is actually 2-nitro, 1, 2, 3, 3 carbon atom, that is prophane, to the second carbon nitro group, to the second carbon nitroso group is present. So the name of this compound is 2-nitro-2-nitrosoprophane. When it is treated with potassium hydroxide, the color alone will change. It will not give a particular product, but the solution is made alkaline, so the change in color is blue. The solution turns blue with the potassium hydroxide solution. So this is how the secondary alcohol will react. Let us go for this tertiary alcohol. First, the tertiary alcohol, here we have imagined 2-methyl-2-propanol, that is tertiary butyl alcohol. This OH is displaced by I. So 2-methyl-2-iodoprophane is formed. 2-methyl-2-iodoprophane, when treated with silver nitrite, 2-methyl-2-nitroprophane is formed. And here when treated with HONO, there is no alpha hydrogen atom. That is, this is the functional group which is attached to a carbon atom. That carbon does not have a hydrogen atom. So no alpha hydrogen atom. So there is no reaction with nitrous acid. So no coloration with KOH. So this is the difference between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. The physical change, there is a physical change. The primary alcohol gives a red color with a series of Victor Meyer's reagents, and the secondary alcohol will give a blue color, and tertiary alcohol will not give any color. So this is how you can distinguish between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol by Victor Meyer's test. And then other methods. The one such method is oxidation. See, oxidation is done with the help of a suitable oxidizing agent. Here, acidified potassium dichromate is used for that purpose, or sodium dichromate is used. Primary alcohol, being the CH2OH is converted to CHO. So, primary alcohol is converted to aldehyde. There is removal of hydrogen, so it is oxidation. The CHO is further converted to COOH. Here there is addition of oxygen, so it is again oxidation. So the final product of a primary alcohol is carboxylic acid. Further it can be oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. Here when you observe the primary alcohol, the same number of carbon atom will be there in the carboxylic acid also. Right from starting material till the ending product, the number of carbon atom remains the same. Okay, that is in case of primary alcohol. Example, like ethanol, the usual example, with acidified potassium dichromate or sodium dichromate undergoes oxidation, forms ethanol and aldehyde, same 2 carbon, here also 2 carbon, and this ethanol when treated with the oxidizing agent, further it converted to ethanoic acid, which also contain 2 carbon atom. So this is how a primary alcohol will react. So what about secondary alcohol? The secondary alcohol, it will have a format like this: RCHOH R dash, where R and R dash may be same or different alkyl groups. This CHOH is converted to C double bond O. So the hydrogen atoms are removed. It is oxidation. This C double bond O is a carbonyl group, which is nothing but the ketone group. So a secondary alcohol is converted to ketone in the presence of oxidizing agent. Okay, and further the ketone breaks, the chain breaks, the carbon chain breaks, and it is converted to carboxylic acid. So when the carbon chain breaks, naturally the carboxylic acid so formed will have less number of carbon atom. Okay, so that is the difference between primary and secondary alcohol. So primary alcohol gives aldehyde and then to acid with same number of carbon atom. Secondary alcohol will give rise to ketone and then to carboxylic acid with a lesser number of carbon atoms. Example, 2-propanol. It contains 3 carbon atoms here. When it is treated with oxidizing agent, it forms propanone. CHOH is converted to C double bond O. And further oxidation, the chain breaks here. CH3COOH is formed. The byproduct may be this CH3 can be converted to formic acid also. So it contains 3 carbon here, but it contains only 2 carbon here. So the carboxylic acid so formed contains less number of carbon atom. That happens in case of all the secondary alcohols. Okay, and then comes tertiary alcohol. Oxidation of tertiary alcohol. What happens upon oxidation? Tertiary alcohol will not actually undergo oxidation, okay, under normal condition, but under high temperature the CC bond breaks, okay, and it forms a mixture of carboxylic acid. So if oxidation need to be arrested at aldehyde or ketone stage, see in the case of primary and secondary alcohol, you want to arrest it, the oxidation in between, pyridinium chlorochromate PCC is used as oxidizing agent. So instead of potassium dichromate acidified, if you use pyridinium chlorochromate, the oxidation is a mild oxidizing agent. So the oxidation is stopped at aldehyde and ketone stage. Okay, so I once again repeat, tertiary alcohol will not undergo oxidation under normal condition, but at high temperature the CC bond cleavage takes place and it gives rise to the formation of carboxylic acid. Okay, so if you use pyridinium chlorochromate, a primary alcohol is converted to aldehyde and the oxidation is stopped at that stage. Okay, is stopped at that stage. So the fourth method of distinction between primary and secondary and tertiary alcohol is catalytic dehydrogenation. The reagent used for that purpose is copper at 573 Kelvin. As the name suggests, the reaction, what is the reaction which is taking place is the dehydrogenation, that is removal of hydrogen, takes place in the presence of a catalyst. The catalyst is copper. The temperature condition is 573 Kelvin. The primary alcohol is converted to aldehyde. Here the dehydrogenation takes place. CH2OH is converted to CHO and hydrogen is released. So this is just dehydrogenation. So further it cannot be dehydrogenated. So the reaction stops here. And secondary alcohol is converted to ketone. So as we discussed in the case of oxidation, only removal of hydrogen takes place, not the addition of oxygen can take place. So here CHOH is converted to C double bond O. Propan 2-ol is converted to propanone in the presence of copper at 573 Kelvin. It undergoes catalytic dehydrogenation. Tertiary alcohol does not undergo dehydrogenation, rather it would undergo dehydration to form alkene. For example, 2-methyl-2-propanol, tertiary alcohol. Okay, the OH is attached to tertiary carbon here. This electron pair is attracted towards oxygen and CH3, CH2H it is protruded out. Just to explain the shifting of bonds, this bond is shifted towards double bond formation between carbon and carbon. So H plus and OH minus is released as water. Okay, so double bond CH2 is formed here, CH3C, okay, CH3, okay, double bond CH2. So it is 2-methyl propene which is formed as the product. So catalytic dehydration, primary and secondary alcohol and forms aldehyde and ketone respectively, and tertiary alcohol will not undergo dehydrogenation, it will undergo dehydration and form alkene. Okay, so these oxidation, catalytic dehydrogenation, the products formed can be tested. For example, if the product is carboxylic acid, it is tested for effervescence test by adding sodium bicarbonate, or a litmus test could be done for that purpose. Okay, so if the ketone, you want to find out whether it is aldehyde or ketone, you can also have test. Bosch test is there, tolerance test is there, so you can find out whether the product formed is aldehyde or ketone, and using having that you can find out what alcohol is taken in the test tube by having this oxidation and reduction reaction. Okay, so that's all about the methods of distinction between primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. Hope you have understood well. Okay, we'll see you in the next class. Thank you, children.